Very good morning, children. I'm your SAJ sir. So today's video we'll be learning new chapter called joint venture, accounting for joint venture, that we'll be learning, and this is volume number 1. So before going for the chapter, let us have a brief introduction about the joint venture. What exactly is the joint venture? What are the different methods available for accounting, its objectives, as well as the difference between the joint venture as well as partnership form. Assume there are two contractors, contractor A and contractor B. Both are contractors in the same business. Assume they have got a tender for asphalting, that is to lay a tar road. Okay. But the problem is that this person A, no doubt, or B, they have good talent. They are known contractors. Only problem is that they have shortage of money. A alone cannot go for making completing the tender and accepting the particular tender because he has an insufficient amount. So is the case even with the B. B also has insufficient amount to complete the tender work. Therefore, what they do, they come to an understanding, both of them, they come to an understanding to take up this particular tender by contributing an equal amount. Say each of them have contributed around 10 crores, so 20 crores. So they have taken up the asphalting work, that is to lay a road. Now, what happens? Ultimately, once they join together to carry on that particular venture, there is a particular business, right? We call this particular attitude or the understanding as joint venture. Very simple to understand. As I said, assume that A is there, again a B ಅನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಬ್ರು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಅದು ಆಯ್ತಾ ಒಂದು ರೋಡ್ ಹಾಕುವಂತದ್ದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೆಂಡರ್ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ. ಇವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇಬ್ಬರ ಹತ್ರನು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಬ್ರು ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ನ ತಗೊಂತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್, ಎರಡು ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆಂಚರ್. ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಏನ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಈಗ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಸೇರಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನ ಯಾರು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ಇಬ್ರು ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಸರ್ ಇದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ? ಖಂಡಿತ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಂಗೇನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಂಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಈ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ ಅವರು ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕೋ ವೆಂಚರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಓನರ್ಸ್ ನ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋ ವೆಂಚರರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ದಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಕೋ ವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಸೂನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ಓಕೆ, this co-venture will ultimately or automatically get closed. ಈ co-venture ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಅದೇ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್. ಅದೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. Either way, we'll go for a differences between the joint venture and partnership in detail later. But meanwhile, what is that you have to understand is so simple, right? Where the two partners, two co-venturers, let me call here contractor A and contractor B, they join together to carry on one particular business. Once the business has been completed, ultimately this particular joint venture gets cancelled. Okay, they may wind up the business. Understood? So now you can consider the meaning, right? A joint venture is a type of business between two or more persons, right? As I said, see here, A and B, or might be like that, C, D, or whoever might be there. Okay, so all of them, they join together, right, to carry on a business. Such persons, what we call them as a co-venturers or co-adventurers. So it is being carried on particular understanding. Okay, such understanding is in the nature of oral or written agreement. So it can be either oral agreement or a written agreement. In other words, right, it can be regarded as a short-term partnership without firm's name. See this? It's a short-term partnership firm, but without a firm's name, between two or more persons who carry on a particular venture and to share the profit or losses thereon as agreed upon. So what for is this joint venture is being formed in order to share the profits or losses. That is what is very important, because every business, behind every business, there is a motive. What is that motive? Earning a profits. Got it? So the most common business being adopted under such a joint venture are trading, construction, speculation business, underwriting business. So all these are the different businesses which can be considered for going ahead with a joint venture. So hope you have got a clear meaning of a joint venture. Simple way, it's a type of business where two or more persons join together to carry on a business and share profits or losses. It's a temporary partnership wherein the persons are called as a co-venturers, and unlike in case of a partnership firm, this particular type of business will not continue for a long period. Okay, such what we say it as a joint venture. Now we shall see the objectives of a joint venture. So which are the important objectives? Obviously, as like I said, every business, unlike every business, even joint venture is formed only to earn a profits, but through a mutual efforts of a co-venturers, where they share whatever the risk and the work. Sharing of work and risk for mutual benefit of co-venturers. So alone cannot carry on such a business, right, wherein it may be difficult to carry on the work or to undertake a risk, that is a loss. So if at all two persons of different names are carrying on a similar business but staying at different places, may think over to join together to carry on the work and to share the risk upon. Creation of monopoly in a particular venture. Yeah, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇಬ್ರು ಮೂವರು ಆಯ್ತಾ ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಆಯ್ತಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದಾದ್ರು ಅವಾಗ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೊನೋಪೊಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೊನೋಪೊಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So all the businessmen get the benefit. I mean to say all such co-venturers together get the benefit of enjoying the monopoly. I mean to say they can charge their own rate of prices, so that they get a good amount of profits. And not only that, to gain the economies of large scale production. If at all they join together, go for certain productions on a large scale, ultimately they get the economies, that is the benefits, because of a large scale production, such as decrease in the cost of production, higher sales, all such things. Next, you have a objective. It achieves a synergy, that is where synergy is simple way unifying. Unifying what? Unifying the special skills among each other. So whatever the skills they have right now, such skills are being unified, okay, and thereby they get a greater managerial ability. So after learning about the objectives, we shall learn the distinction between the joint venture and the partnership firm. About the continuity. In case of joint venture, this, as I told you, it is meant for only a short period. Okay, it is not for a long period. So the continuity is not existing there. Okay, it is only for a short period. But wherein partnership, it is for a long period. It exists for a long period. And parties involved. In case of joint venture, we call them as a co-venturers. But in case of partnership, the owners are called as a partners. Then about the scope. Joint venture has a lesser scope because it involves less number of activities. Okay, but partnership has more scope because it covers many activities. Then coming to the firm name. Joint venture does not have any firm name, but partnership will have its firm name. Coming to the time of preparation of accounts. Okay, here no such time is being devoted for preparation of the accounts in case of a joint venture. Soon after the completion of the joint venture, the accounts can be prepared, that is profits or losses can be ascertained just after the completion of the joint venture. Okay, it can be even 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or whatever. Okay, soon after the completion of the business for which the joint venture was being made, ultimately one can go for ascertaining the profits or losses. But in case of partnership firm, always accounts are closed only at the end of the accounting year. Okay, then coming to the governed by. Here no separate act is being there for governing a joint venture, but in case of partnership, you are aware there is a Partnership Act of 1932. And the next point is regarding the number of partners. In case of joint venture, no limit, whatever the number can be there, wherein in case of partnership, you are aware there is a limit in the maximum number of members. It may be 10 or 20, 10 in case of a normal business and 20 in case of a 10 in case of a ordinary business and 20 in case of a banking business. Okay, then coming to the maintenance of a separate set of books of accounts. Here it is optional, they want, they can maintain. Okay, I mean to say, what is a separate set of books of account in the sense which is distinct from the business and the personal life of the owners. Here, in case of a partnership, definitely there is a need for maintaining a separate set of books of accounts. Okay, because whatever being carried on is carried on through or in the name of a partnership. But in case of a joint venture, no such thing is there. It can be maintained, the books of accounts can be maintained separately or can be taken personally. Okay, each co-venturer can keep their own separate, personally they can record the transactions, or that there may be chances that one separate person may be appointed to maintain the books of accounts separately. So that is why we say it is optional. But in case of a partnership firm, it is compulsory that every partnership firm has to maintain a separate set of books of accounts. So these are the some of differences between the joint venture and partnership. In your syllabus, there is one more, the difference between a joint venture and a consignment. Okay, once we complete the consignment chapter, then let us go for that particular differences so that you can understand it much better. Okay, partnership you have learnt already in the PU. That's why it is easy for you to understand the difference between the joint venture and partnership. And there is one more called as a difference between joint venture and a consignment accounts. Okay, so for that you should learn that particular chapter. It is there as per your syllabus. So once you learn that, then I hope you can understand better the difference between a joint venture and a consignment. Alright, next we shall go for accounting procedure involved. So accounting procedure you can find accounting for joint venture can be taken into two parts called as when separate books of accounts are maintained, that is when separate set of books are maintained, and when separate set of books are not maintained, when there is no separate set of books of accounts. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ separate set of books of accounts very simple ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you can consider as if there is one clerk being appointed to maintain all the records of each and every transactions. ಅವನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ತರ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ ಅದನ್ನ. Okay, where a separate set of books of accounts are maintained, implying for the entire joint venture separately the books of accounts are being recorded when it is being maintained and all the transactions are being recorded within it. But here it is taken as if a joint venture is a separate entity. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು, ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ when no separate set of books of accounts are maintained, that implies no such a treatment is adopted. I mean to say, joint venture is not regarded as a separate entity. So it is assumed here that the joint venture has a separate entity, and here in this case it is to be assumed that joint venture has no separate such entity, and in this case it is assumed that the joint venture has no separate entity. Well, when there is a separate books of accounts being maintained, in this case there are three usual accounts being maintained. One is a joint venture account, one has to prepare co-ventures account as well as joint bank account. These are the three accounts to be prepared. Along with these three accounts, if at all required, some extra accounts may have to be prepared depending upon the situations. Okay, if like debtors account might be there or creditors account might be prepared. If at all any credit sales or purchase are there, in that case those accounts have to be prepared. Otherwise, these are the minimum three accounts that one has to prepare when separate set of books of accounts are being maintained. Wherein if no such separate books of accounts are being maintained, right, in that case we have two methods to be adopted. One is each co-venture keeps record of own transactions. Sometimes it is also called as a memorandum joint venture account. It is very difficult to know what is the transactions being adopted by each and every co-venture, because he knows what is the transaction being adopted. Say if at all A regularly whatever the transaction that he do will be known only by A, not by B. Okay, therefore this is the method which is being adopted in that case. Each co-venture keeps records of own transactions alone. Okay, they are not bothered with the other co-venturer. So in that case we prepare two accounts called as a memorandum joint venture account and other co-venturers accounts. Okay, so through this one can ascertain the profit or loss. And this is the another method where each co-venturer keeps record of all transactions, not only his own transaction but also the transactions being carried on by the other co-venturers. So if that is the pattern being adopted, we call that as each co-venturer keeps record of all transactions. But let me not discuss this much, because as per your syllabus you are concerned with this. When separate set of books of accounts are maintained, preparations of these three accounts, and when each co-venture keeps records of own transactions alone. In this case, that is MJV method when it is being followed, memorandum joint venture account, how you need to adopt or how you need to maintain the books of accounts. Only these two things we are there, as per our syllabus we are concerned. Okay. So let us now concentrate on this. When separate set of books are maintained for the joint venture, this is what I said. In this case we assume as if joint venture is regarded as a separate entity when there is I mean, it is regarded as separate entity, right? Normally, any such joint venture which is bigger in size may adopt a separate set of books of accounts where a full-time clerk is being appointed to monitor the recording and maintaining books of accounts. Okay. So in that case, normally these are the three accounts being prepared: a joint venture account, personal account, and a joint bank account. A joint venture account is like a nominal account which exhibits the profit or loss at the end. And this personal accounts of a co-venturers is like a partner's capital account. Okay, it's a capital account of the co-venturers. Can you understand? Where whatever the amount being invested and how the final amount is being settled after the co-venture is completed. And joint bank account is the final account wherein it represents how the cash is being received and how it is being spent. Okay, so these are the three usual accounts being prepared. If you are thorough with this joint venture account, preparation of these two becomes easier. So let us concentrate first on joint venture account, how to prepare. So just now I told you a joint venture is just like a nominal account which exhibits the profit or loss, right? This account is being debited with all the expenses and losses. On the debit side, you need to take all the expenses and losses, and on the credit side, all the incomes and gains will be taken along with the closing stocks. So ultimately, the profit or loss is being ascertained. If at all you get a difference, that is incomes are more than the expenses, then the balance you get as a profits, and that will be distributed among the co-venturers. So is the case when the expenses are more than the profits, you will get a loss, and even such loss also will be distributed among the co-venturers in the agreed ratio. Now, in the joint venture account, usual things, how it is being taken, that I am explaining you. See, here you can find first goods have to be purchased. For purchasing the goods, if the goods are purchased out of the joint bank, what is this joint bank? That you have to understand. This is the pooled cash. What is a pooled cash? Where all co-venturers, they would have contributed the capital, and such capital is being taken at one place. Now out of such a capital, the goods are being purchased. That is the meaning here. Okay, joint bank. Sometimes the co-venturers may contribute or they supply from their own business or from some other source directly. If that is the case, then you should not take joint bank account there. Instead, you have to take a co-venturers account. Now, the goods supplied here. At the co-venturers direct supply madre. Ali co-venturers account togolri. If A is supplying the goods, right, to A's capital account. If B is supplying to B's capital account. On the other hand, goods are purchased from the joint bank, then you have to write to joint bank account. Okay. If at all goods are being supplied from the outsiders, that is from the creditors, in that case, you have to write to suppliers account or the creditors account. Okay. This is for purchase of the goods. Similarly, for meeting any expenses, other expenses. Okay. See, if it is being paid out of the joint bank, write to joint bank account. If such expenses are met by the co-venturers, you write their name here to co-venturers account. So simple. Any expenses, maybe purchases or expenses being incurred. If it is being paid out of the joint bank, write joint bank account. If it is being paid by the co-venturers, write co-venturers account. If it is supplied by the creditors, write their suppliers account or the creditors account. Okay. Similarly, any such goods if sold, right, write it as joint bank account, right, sold on cash. If it is being sold on a credit basis, then you write purchasers. You can understand, this is not purchasers, it is purchaser, purchasers account or a debtors account. And any incomes being, other incomes being received, that you write as joint bank account. Okay. Then co-venturers account, if such income is taken away or received directly by the co-venturer, write that. And sometimes this unsold goods might be there, unsold stock, which are at the end of the joint venture or on the completion of a joint venture. Such unsold stock may be taken over by the co-venturers. It is to be distributed to them. Okay. If they take over, any one of the co-venturer takes over, take their name. If they are not taking over, then it should be distributed among all the co-venturers. Okay. ಇದು ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಫ್ a joint venture is going to be continued, okay, in that case we take up joint venture stock account. ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ you can ignore that, right? If there is any discount being received by the creditors, from the creditors, then you write here by creditors account for such a discount being received. Here I have given by shares or debentures. This also I'll let you know when it comes. Till now you need not to bother about this. Then ultimately the losses. And here again discount is there. Discount on BR account. There is discount on BR discounted or transferred, and to debtors account that is for bad debts incurred or any discount being allowed to the debtors. ಈಗ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಅದು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನೇನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಕರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ joint bank, write on debit side to joint bank account. If co-venturers are incurring that, write to co-venturers account. So is the case on credit side. If sales are being made for cash, write as joint bank account. If any incomes is being straight away taken over by the co-venturers, right, then you write co-venturers account. Can you understand? If purchase, if it is being sold on a credit basis, then you write debtors account. Similarly, if it is being purchased on a credit basis, write to suppliers account. Okay, this is the simplest way to prepare, and ultimately the final profit or loss distribute among the co-venturers. You know these entries, that is more sufficient. Meanwhile, till here. So consider only till here. Okay, ಇವೆಲ್ಲನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. Otherwise, this is more enough for you. Okay, till here you keep learning. So ultimate difference na co-venturers get different, distribute ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So all these other points are given here, right? As and when we come across in the situations with the problems, at that time I keep explaining about these points. Otherwise, meanwhile, you can ignore these points. Coming to the next personal accounts of the co-venturers. This, as already I've told you, it is just a capital accounts of the co-venturers, right? If you are aware about the preparation of a partner's capital account, this becomes easier. Okay, so what is that to be done? Credit side, whatever the capital being contributed, take on credit side. Our co-venturers do, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋವೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿವೆ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಬೈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇದೇನ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ co-venturers, if goods supplied by them, co-venturers, if expenses paid by them. ಇದೇನೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ goods supplied or bought, then for direct payment made by them. Okay, by joint bank account, additional capital being introduced if any, ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. Then by joint venture account, there is profits being transferred here. Then the joint bank account, that is a difference if you get on credit side, that is a deficit capitals to be brought in. Okay, and debit side, what and all will happen now? You can concentrate. If any unsold goods taken over, that you write as debit side to joint venture account. Again, you can find joint venture account, any direct payment being received by the co-venturers, that also will be taken on debit side. ಇದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಟು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಸ್ being withdrawn from the joint bank for a personal use, that you can consider. Then this is the loss being transferred to joint venture account. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಸ್, ಈ ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು how to distribute about the shares. And finally to joint bank account, this is the final balances being paid off. Okay, so by this what you can understand, in the co-venturers account, ultimately the balance that you get on debit side or on credit side. Credit side, if you get, that is a deficit capital to be brought in. But debit side, if you get a difference, that is a surplus capital to be withdrawn by them, as if it is being closed. The joint venture is closed by transferring the surplus amount to them. Okay. Then you have to prepare a joint bank account. Once you are thorough with these two, preparation of a joint bank is much easier. Okay, this I'll let you know with the problem alone. Right, when we go for a problems, we shall learn. Okay, so meanwhile, please go through the entire 3 formats and problems we shall see tomorrow. Thank you.